So welcome back to Investigations 2, Ace Attorney Investigations 2. So just real quick to address one quick question about the previously, how sometimes I've been doing it, sometimes I haven't. In this case, I kind of felt like with the jumping back and forth between past and present, it would have just made things more confusing than necessary to do previously on all of them. So I've only been doing it on some of them, and I've also been trying to keep it shorter, so as to, like, you know, just get to the point of where we left off rather than trying to show the whole story in every single episode. So 3, 2, 1, go! Miss Hall, have you composed yourself? Now get ready to go to jail, bitch! No, I'm sorry. Yes? What you did, no matter the reason, was unforgivable. Yes, I know. However, you committed this crime in order to prove Mr. Master's innocence. If the true culprit is someone else, we have a duty to reinvestigate. We also have to re-sniff. I'm reinvestigating. I don't care what you say. You're gonna come in here and overrule right now. No! You're not doing this. No! No false evidence from the... I forgot how to do this. No false evidence from the IS-7 incident remains in the official case files. No false evidence. Really? Moreover, there is no evidence to lend credence to Miss Hall's testimony. We should first arrest Miss Hall as the culprit behind today's incident. Well, aren't you just quick to lay the smack on the fellow lady here? We cannot be certain that all the case files are accurate. After all, the prosecutor in the case has a history of forging evidence. You know it. Trust me, I've been there. I've seen it. I was a kid inside of an elevator. Where were you? You were just a... I'm not gonna say what you were. Are you suggesting that the PIC overlooked such a prosecutor? I'm saying he... That's none of my concern. The truth is that evidence was falsified. And the fact that Dover's body from 18 years ago was just discovered proves it. Yeah, tell him, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I can see remnants of Prosecutor Von Karma within you. Well, that's a real hell of a coincidence, because let me tell you something, baby. He is... What did you say? Oh, he's mad. He didn't like that. You tried to deceive the PIC and fabricate the truth. Let me inform you of my, or rather, the PIC's logic. Oh, we're just jumping right in here, aren't we? Oh my god. Oh man, I really should have maybe watched the last few episodes to kind of refresh myself. Because it's been 2 weeks here, I've been away in Atlanta doing stuff with the Runaway guys, and holy moly. I acknowledge that Prosecutor Von Karma fabricated the information about the body. Well, case closed then. What are we doing here? You just admitted it. I win. However, he successfully convicted Mr. Master as an accomplice. Like that means anything. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, let's get a little serious here. I believe that the true culprit was Miss Curator herself. She even attempted to murder Mr. Gustavia today in order to pin the blame on him. Is that really what the PIC believes? Oh, man. Yes, every word I utter is for the sake of law and order. You've never even seen an episode, let me tell you. Seems she intends to hide the truth for the sake of the PIC. At this rate, neither Mr. Master nor Miss Hall will be saved. But they're singers! They have the song, man! You can't put them in jail! We'll never hear the song again! I acknowledge that Prosecutor Von Karma fabricated, and that you're okay with this. Like, yeah, if you acknowledge that, why won't you reopen the case? Exclamation mark. When Edgeworth has exclamation marks in his text, you know he's serious. The goddess of law does not err in her judgments. While Prosecutor Von Karma may have used underhanded tactics... Oh, Ray! Yes, me, it's all been bogus ever since Von Karma fabricated evidence. And you claim that justice was served, my lady? What is the PIC thinking? I can already declare my verdict. There is no need for further investigation. Let's hear your explanation on the matter, then. And here, yeah. I feel like this is how the conversation actually went. Not just all her. The way they... Because it's always awkward when it comes back and we start asking her to explain things that she's already explained. It always feels weird, but if you imagine that this is really the first time it happened... Like, this is the actual start of the conversation, they're just... Anyway, okay. Yes, he won the case, but you know what? I heard that the biggest factor in Mr. Master's conviction was his confession. If Prosecutor Von Karma had a hand in his confession, the ruling may not be just. Yep.
The initial investigation was handled by Detective Rip Lacer.
That's right, we heard this name.
He was the one who obtained the confession, according to the official reports.
That name, Rip Lacer, that sounds... makes me think of a couple of things. Rip Torn, the actor, first of all. Second of all, Lace. Now, what's weird about this... I really should just get on with the game, but when I hear Lace, you know what I think of? The donkey... and this is gonna sound so dumb. The donkey in the Adam Sandler skit, when he says, he was really lacing into me. Like he was talking about his abuse. Like his owner tortured him. And that's the word he used to describe it. So we have two words here, rip and lace, both of which to me mean like ripping into somebody, lacing into somebody. I mean, that's just a connection that I make that I'm sure nobody else in this world has ever made. Whatever, let's get on with it.
All I can say is that the ruling has already been handed down.
That don't mean squat.
Why does Miss Courtney have to be so stubborn?
Well, she has to be, because if she's not, then they're gonna get rid of her.
Why is the PIC so high and mighty?
They sure seem like the archenemy of prosecutors, to say the least.
So they're kind of like what the police are to great thieves.
Oh, well, says the great thief who nonchalantly works alongside the police. Well, let's go ahead and just keep pressing here. We're gonna get all these details back up here. Are you saying that both Miss Hall and Mr. Master murdered Isaac Dover?
Mr. Master committed the murder, while Miss Curator moved the body. That's what I believe.
What?
How can you say that? We would never kill them.
Oh, I'm saying that wrong, by the way. It's not Monsieur. Yeah, it's actually more like Monsieur, or something like that. Monsieur. I don't know. It's man doing it twice, you idiot. Anyway, did you not steal the body and preserve it for 18 years? Yeah, really.
It's only natural to suspect you of being an accomplice.
She has already confessed to her crimes. Get off her case. Now's not the time to judge her of her past crimes.
In that case, let's judge Miss Hall for her current crime. Which is... she even attempted to murder Mr. Gustavia today in order to pin the blame on him.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's our statement right there. If she wanted to pin the crime on somebody, why choose Mr. Gustavia?
Perhaps Mr. Gustavia suspected Miss Hall was the criminal, as he attempted to confirm whether or not the Gemini sculpture was genuine. He was caught in a trap meant to silence him forever.
Can you prove that theory?
Mr. Edgewood, I am no madman, to be sure, and even if I was, that wouldn't be that much.
Never mind.
Mr. Gustavia is currently teetering on the brink of death. There's probably no way to prove it, unless he regains consciousness. In other words, there is nothing we can do for now.
That's too bad. That can't be true. There must be something we can do. Nothing I can do about it, kid. Full power.
You still don't get it, do you? Allow me to give you a clear explanation. We already have ample evidence for both the I-7 incident and...
Oh, wait a minute. This is new, isn't it? Or maybe Yeah, what do you mean by ample evidence?
For the IS-7 incident, we have a body, the murder weapon, and a pair of suspects. For the poison gas incident, we have the 2 chemicals in Miss Hall's confession. Furthermore, I have finished collecting all the evidence necessary. For your OPIC hearing, Prosecutor.
Oh boy. Oh no. She's been threatening all this time to do it. It looks like she's about to take action here. Miles, you know you're always welcome to join the Edgeworth Law Offices. Judge Courtney, I'd like to ask that you refrain from making such needless remarks.
I understand.
Well, regardless. Regardless what?
There's no need to investigate any further.
Oh, well, I cannot allow this case to end here. There is still something that needs to be cleared up. Looks like I'll have to show Judge Courtney something to convince her. Alright, so that last statement, right there is no need to investigate. I mean, do I really need to press it? I guess if I did, I'd probably get another hint on what else to do, but, boy, there's a lot of stuff here, too. Statute of limitations. Actually, now that I think about it, murder 15, theft 7. Well, I don't know, though. It's 15 years. It's been 18 years, so I don't know if we can use this. Because didn't Kate say, like, she was driven out of the mansion? I don't remember if she said, like, where she lived during that time or how long that was. But it does say if the suspect flees to or lives in a foreign country, the time limit is on hold until the suspect returns. Is that the angle here? It sure doesn't. Alright. No, let me actually press this and see what it says anyway. Are you saying that there is nothing left for us to investigate? We have already exhausted all ends in regards to the evidence. And I'm pretty exhausted myself, so can you get on with this? This court will accept no further deliberations. This court? Does this look like a courtroom to you? Well, actually, it kind of does, doesn't it? Except for the pink part. Hold it! There's still a need for further investigation. You have to believe me! Okay. Okay, so they're saying actual evidence, not, you know, not like loopholes or whatever. Yeah, I'm totally gonna present my prosecutor's badge. See if that doesn't work. So, well, they gave us like a little bit of a list a minute ago. They were saying, well, we have this and that from that case, and then we have that and that and that from this case. It's gonna be something fairly recent. What is liquid analysis results again? From the melted Gemini. Oh, wait a minute. Salt, sugar, and blood detected. I think we have our answer. Suck on this. Because apparently you don't know what was. There's still one piece of evidence from the IS-7 incident. Let's just stop being a smartass here. Like I said, we need to get serious about this. Take a look at this. It's a piece of paper. It's also the forensic results from the Gemini sculpture that melted in the Winter Palace. But according to the results of the analysis, traces of someone's blood were found. Who does this blood belong to? Until we know the answer, this case is still open. Oh, shoot! There was blood mixed in with the remains of the Gemini sculpture. That's right. We never did find out whose blood that was. I don't know why, I was thinking, like because we found the body in the fountain, so I kind of just... Like, somewhere in my head, I kind of assumed that the blood was from the body. But that's not the case at all. Well, you heard nothing of this from Sebastian? Well, of course not. This is a report from a very superior investigator known as Detective Gumshoe. I had planned to tell Mr. DeBest myself. Oh, don't say that. She's gonna blame you then. So even though you had no investigative authority, you still did as you pleased. I shall report everything that transpired today to the POC. I will not avert my eyes from the truth, nor shall I overlook the mistakes of the past. If you wish to report my actions to the PIC, be my guest. But in exchange, I want you to let me investigate this case to the very end. He's making a deal. He's like, dude, I'll let you throw me under the bus and roll me over and take my job away. So I got nothing to lose anyway, because even if you do that, I'm just gonna go work with Ray. Which I'd rather be doing right now anyway. I don't know, though, Edgeworth, that's gotta be a tough call for him to make. It is not my place to decide such things. I must ask that you check with Sebastian regarding this matter. Why Sebastian? Hey, good news, you guys! What's up? Oh, is he back? Thanks to our early detection, Mr. Gustavia's life was saved. Mr. Gustavia? So he's alive? Yeah, he is. Oh man, look at him. He looks so cool. Oh my god, I don't have your voice. Would you be the one who saved my life? Hey, Mr. Gustavia. You are? Sir assistant, are you not? You've grown so big. This time. This one is your assistant then. Oh my god, Edgeworth's like, no, I'm he's an assistant candidate. And Gregory Edgeworth's son. I am Miles Edgeworth, a prosecutor. What a twist of fate. I'm in your debt. It is thanks to you that I have completely recovered. There's no need for thanks. Since you're alive, we can reach the truth behind the incident 18 years ago. What do you speak of? Oh, tell me you don't have amnesia. While you were unconscious, it looks like, there's like a scar on his face and it goes along with the scar on his hat. That's kind of cool. While you were unconscious, the truth has started to come to light. You may be Isaac Dover's murderer. He's like, oh god. What? Really? Miss Hall was looking for the criminal behind the events of 18 years ago. That's why she set up the poison gas in the Pisces case. Mr. Gustavia, the events of the incident 18 years ago Tell us what really happened. This weird music, too. Does he wish to remain silent? Nah, I think he's just meditating. Mr. Miyagi? He could sleep standing up? What a useful skill to have! Meditation is different from sleeping, though. Mr. Gustavia, please tell us what you did 18 years ago. I'm the criminal because I fell for the trap. That's not a very funny joke. I'm a victim, not a culprit.
Mr. Gustavia, it has not yet been made clear whether or not you're the criminal. This is only their baseless speculation. Do not concern yourself with the drivel of a prosecutor without jurisdiction.
Oh, so that's how it is. At least there was one person here who understands.
My name's Justine Courtney, and I understand everything. I'm also a judge, so lucky you. If you'd like to, I'd be happy to assist you. Let us show Prosecutor Edgeworth the truth of 18 years ago.
Understood. 2 on 1, baby. Actually, it's 2 on... I don't know what it is. It's like 6 on 3 or something. Gonna prove his innocence, alright. Judge Courtney, is that your answer? Do you intend to bury the truth of the IS-7 incident before it can be brought to light?
I merely believe in the judgments of the goddess of law.
Ultimately, those who render judgment are only human. As long as humans control the law, there is no guarantee that every verdict is correct. Oh man, this line right here. Like that's basically the entire game right there. That's the entire Ace Attorney from start to finish. The entire series is based on this. If you're going to help conceal the truth, I will not hold back. Hey, baby. There ain't no easy way out. I won't back down. Lady Justine, what should I do now?
You are being suspected because you set off the poison gas. Can you tell us the reason why you opened the Pisces case? I don't know my accent anymore.
Oh, man. Understood. I keep waiting for him to do the candy thing. He's not doing it yet. I came to see Sir Dover's works from 18 years ago. However, I accidentally entered the museum a half hour before it opened. You don't do that by accident, right? Miss Hall, there was nobody at the entrance, correct?
Since I thought the criminal from 18 years ago might be coming, I had no security guards in place. I didn't even lock the doors.
Well, you didn't want to draw suspicion, right? You wanted them to think that they would be totally on, you know, whatever. So there's nobody. In addition, you locked every palace door aside from the autumn one. Ooh. I see. Yeah, well, she knew they were going to go there anyway, right? That's why he ended up entering the Autumn Palace. It's already suspicious that he snuck into the museum in the first place. Yeah, well... There was also that picture. Remember that,
Caliber should remain silent. Unless you have evidence that can prove his testimony false, I will not allow any objections.
Gallery? This isn't even a courtroom.
Now then.
She just totally ignores her.
Why did you open the Pisces case?
I wish to view Sir Dover's handiwork up close. The Gemini sculpture. No, it was actually the Pisces, wasn't it? The lid had been frozen shut, so I borrowed a burner to open it. But as soon as I opened the lid, poison gas began pouring out. That's quite a convenient testimony. Sounds like a total lie, pouty. Oh, stop with the hammer already.
There are parts of Mr. Gustavia's testimony that I have issues with as well.
Do you?
However, there is no evidence to disprove it.
What? But that's... You're just gonna pretend like it's okay? You know, or you just want me to do it, that's what it is. Would it not make sense for suspicion to fall on Lady Catherine before myself? She may have intended to release the poison gas haphazardly. Oh, Ray, tell him, Ray. Kate turned on the sprinklers as soon as the gas was released. She was specifically targeting the person who triggered the trap. Mr. Gustavia, you were her only target. You are willing to accept the words of this criminal as the truth? Miss Hall must atone for her crimes. We're not saying she won't. However, the same can be said for the criminal from 18 years ago. So, prosecutor, it seems you wish to suspect me to the bitter end. However, I have candy. I have no reason to murder Sir Dover. no evidence to suggest that I killed him. You cannot suspect me. So there.
Mr. Edgeworth, can't you prove that Mr. Gustavia is a criminal?
Well, we're gonna do that, but just give me some time here. All we know for sure is that Mr. Gustavia fell victim to the gas. No matter how strange his behavior was, it won't prove he committed the murder.
But that's... Mr. Shields, is there nothing we can do?
Nothing I can do about it, kid. Well, if there isn't any evidence, we should try reorganizing the facts. If Mr. Gustavia was the one who killed Mr. Dover, there must have been a motive.
Motive?
Gustavia claims he has no motive to murder Dover.
Okay.
Not easy to take another person's life. 18 years ago, your old man also discussed the motive with Prosecutor Von Karma. Yeah, I remember the collaboration thing. Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's relationship had turned sour. Okay. So that's a motive for murder. That's weird, though, because they both ended up... Like, they say he helped the other guy because the other guy only knew sculpting. But then the other guy, who supposedly knew how to make the desserts taste good, didn't help him in return, but his desserts still tasted good. So, is that something? I don't know. If we connect everything we've learned so far, the truth might be revealed. Yes, I suppose so. It seems I must re-examine the information from 18 years ago. I must recall all the details. People have been telling me in the comments, too, like, about details. And, like, they haven't spoiled anything. Thankfully, you guys have been so great about that, and I appreciate that. But a lot of people have said that you gotta really watch the details on this one. So, the gloved finger marks on the picture frame was your doing? Yeah, that's right. Delisha denied leaving the finger marks on the frame. If they were left by Mr. Gustavia, he may have been trying to view the angel's recipe. Huh. We're getting a lot of logic here. Okay, here it is. What was it again? Monsieur Master asked me to change the film in the camera. It seemed the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. There wasn't enough film? It seems the number of photos he took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining. Boy. Well, he told me himself it might have been just a mistake, though. Not for naught, indeed. If there is no evidence, then I shall use logic to reveal the truth. Oh, here we go. Well, Gustavia has no motive for murder. I suspect that this is going to be like the last thing we figure out. The amount of film in the camera decreased. Someone use it. Partnership turned sour, and Angel's recipe was his goal. Actually, this might not be the last thing, because this might actually go with this. That would make sense, right? That's like the only two things that seem to go together at this point. Wait, confirm. Hey, jeez. That's what happens when you play too many games, let me tell you. Yeah, good. Mr. Gustavia, you collaborated with the victim, Isaac Dover, to create your desserts, didn't you? Oh, it seems you know about my secret. Mr. Shields told me about it. Mr. Dover handled the design while you were in charge of the taste. Is that correct? Back then, my training had been insufficient. It seems you worked together through the semifinals, but not during the finals. Why is that? We both wish to compete in the finals against Master on our own merits. Objection! I don't know about that. You must have also helped with Isaac Dover's dessert even during the finals. Okay, I remember this, too, because they said he just kept it overnight, which is, yeah, he was able to do it during the semifinals, and it helped him during the finals because he just did it early and they hung on to it or something. What makes you want me to click something like that? Didn't you tell Prosecutor Von Karma about it yourself 18 years ago? That you cooperated until the day before the finals? Yep. Such an amount would most likely need to be left overnight to freeze. Well, there you go. Which means Mr. Gustavia prepared Mr. Dover's sherbet in advance the day before. So, like, something must have happened between then and the actual... So you realize Gustavia's cooperation ended the day before the finals. Why did Mr. Dover not help Mr. Gustavia in return? I'll tell you why. See, the reason I always thought that that was a slap, this is gonna sound weird too, but you ever notice how in Mortal Kombat, every time they do an uppercut, they kind of just hold their arm there in that position for a few seconds afterwards, after they do the uppercut? That's what it looks like he's doing there. So I always kind of interpreted that as he's hitting somebody. The views of the dead don't have no concern to me. It's an ironic thing for you to say. Good lord, man. Why did Isaac Dover not help you in return? If there's a reason why your partnership with Isaac Dover broke down, you'd best be telling me about it. Uh-oh. That could be a possibility. Oh yeah, he sounds a little too much like Von Karma, though. I gotta be careful with that. However, Sir Dover and I ended our partnership peacefully. A peaceful breakup? That's never happened. Not to mention, it's absurd to think I killed Sir Dover in Mr. Master's room. I couldn't have killed Sir Dover while Sir Master was also there, making his desserts. Yeah, that's true. Ooh, boy. In other words, there was no way I could have committed the murder. That's not true. That's impossible! If there was a moment when Mr. Master was absent from the room, I could prove that it was possible for Mr. Gustavia to commit the murder. Yeah, we kind of went over something like this earlier, didn't we? Because of, like, going to get the film and stuff. Well, one of the things I was thinking, like, when we had all four of them up here, I was thinking, what if, like, the person who was after Angel's recipe, well, Gustavia in this case, stole the camera and took pictures of the book, but then it's like, well, that doesn't really help if the recipe is inside of the book. But maybe... No. I'm gonna try that anyway, though. Oh, there we go! Okay. If he had photographed the contents of the Angel's recipe, he wouldn't need to steal it. Perhaps Mr. Gustavia used Mr. Master's camera to take the pictures. Oh, damn. Okay, I'd picture the book as being, like, framed with glass over it or something. Okay, that's stupid of me, then. Or, I don't know, maybe I missed something. Anyway. If he had stolen the actual recipe book, the police would have found out. I see. Pictures, eh? Yeah, that's how you cheat on your... Oh my god, kids must have it so easy to cheat on their tests. Just take pictures of their textbooks or something. Nah, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. The problem is the time at which he entered Mr. Master's room. Mr. Gustavia could have moved around freely during the afternoon tea, right? Because it seems both him and Mr. Dover did not participate. That's right, they didn't. If I remember correctly, the only time we can prove that Dover was still alive is... The victim was not seen, as he stayed locked up in his room after the contest had begun. The only one who could have unlocked the locked rooms was Jeff Master. Ooh. Was Master's desserts all that you ate? Actually, no. After the afternoon tea, I also ate Icy's desserts. Oh, no, boy. Oh, she is the old bag. Well, I don't know if she's the old bag of this case, but she's a red herring for sure. No, not even a red herring. Ugh. I can't find the word. Sometimes if I can't find the word, I just jump to the closest thing I can think of, and that's how I end up saying some of the stupid things I say. Anyway, after the contest began, Isaac Dover was locked up in his room. If we assume he was killed at some point before Delicia snuck into his room, then there's a high chance he was killed before the afternoon tea was over. I guess. Oh, well, there you go. Huh. I moved over while Master was in the room. There you go, man. Bazinga! Isaac Dover was alive up until the afternoon tea began. Ergo, that is the only time when Gustavia could have killed Dover. Yep. Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you satisfied? Have you seen what I'm doing over here, lady? Sorry, but I'm far from satisfied. Because I'm finally starting to see the truth behind this case.
Are you saying you have found some evidence to show us the truth?
No, there is no need to present any evidence. All you gotta do is think about it. Since we can just have Mr. Gustavia tell us the truth.
Ah, so this is where you use that, right?
Indeed. Mr. Gustavia, there is one thing I want you to tell me. I don't care how big your abs are, your muscles, your forearms, or whatever. I said, Mr. Gustavia, there's one thing I want you to tell me. Whoa! What is it?
During the finals of the contest, you made your desserts on your own.
I wanted to compete for the title of the world's greatest pastry chef on my own merits. If that was truly the case, you would have competed on your own merits from the start. I want you to tell me why it was necessary for you to cooperate with Isaac Dover. Now, Ben Dover. So I'm about to show you.